Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Ray Skywalker is in the house. May the force be with us. May the love be with us. The love and the force are the same thing. But the force of love makes everything. Makes the actions of love, makes the actions of situations. And Ray, thank you. Thank you for this. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming in. And today we're going to talk about, hi, George. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Here it's a 4:30 and afternoon, guys. Today we're going to talk about fear of intimacy, and we're going to clarify a lot of the things of people in the spiritual community, people into these situations, talking about personal experience, also sharing with you guys. What are you looking for deeply from within you? Early in childhood, you probably read the books or was books reading to you about this magical love, about the prince and the princess and how they were treated to each other. What was the love within them, and so on and so on. But if nobody read you the books, nobody pay attention to you, guess what? You're lacking to understand this from within you. That is a lack of attention. So, fear of intimacy can be developed early in the childhood, for that could develop a the opposite side. That could develop actually a thirst for lust, sexuality, and so on, going to the other directions. That you're seeking this attention, but you're seeking it through the physical. You're seeking it through it, while the intimacy it comes from love. And you need to understand the real love is an affair of the soul, not of the body. And that's what people have fear of intimacy because they are afraid to open the soul from within, to open the situations from within. So let's recognize the people here in the chat. That is Ray, Rivati, George. Please ask some questions for it. We'll try to answer them as the order they received or after what I'm going to tell you from within. Fear. Fear of intimacy. It's coming in of, it is developed deeply when the first time you probably fall in love. Fear and intimacy begins to be developed if the parents they says don't wear this, don't look in this, cover yourself. It could be a harshly it within the culture, within the situations. Some cases that it could be a religion, but limited the souls from within. Usually, the females have a lot of issues with the intimacy. So is the man. What is the difference within? The feminine usually have issues to express the things from within itself, from within the soul, about understanding about love. What it's learning about love is the relationships that it sees through the lifetime. That could be the relationships between parents. That could be the relationships within the community. That could be the relationships within the entire family line, and so on and so on. But you need to understand how you're learning. You're learning by the energy. The energy, that is the gravitation that is emitted from the people. If you see your mother and your father, they're treating in a real love from within, you learn that gravity from them. But if it's not there, you have no place to learn it. You're looking at it from an outside. Usually, when that case is a young person, you actually bolt out at the first possible opportunity. You do not live there because you cannot stand the fakeness of these relationships. You cannot stand this fakeness because you're about maybe 16, 18-year-old. You're looking for the real love. You become the rebel from within. You are suppressed maybe in your developing years. That is the years between 11, 16, down to age 17 for it. Hi, Floor. Thank you for coming in. Great topic. Yes, that topic, by the way, you should thank to Natalia Novas, Novaschuk. I believe that's how it's pronounced. You guys know it here at the chat. You guys controlling for it. In the next, when we go through the Scorpio season, we're going to be talking about healing. And we're talking about right now the fear of intimacy. Yes, and I want to say thank you to Natalia. I want to recognize her here at the chat for it. And what is this intimacy fear? It is about that it is developed in the need for attention. It was learning by attention. It's learning by the attentions that it sees within the family. And if the person has no attention or he was lacking in attention and so on, that has no way to be developed from within. Probably through the lifetime, the person seeks that love from within until it doesn't come to the point that he has to look in the place, never look into it. Deeply inside of your its own self, realize the truth that the love that it thought it wasn't love. It was a fake love. It repeated the same cycle as its own parents, as the parents from before, but they stick together for different reasons. That could be a material reasons. That could be a cultural reasons. That could be what the people will say about us. Back in the days, that was big time situations, and very, very seldom people work their issue out and they stayed together. Very seldom for it. That's what that is the truth, and that's what we see in the right now at the current time. We're talking about the current presentations moment. We have more toxicity out there. We have more situations out there, but the people are thirsty about intimacy. How can you be thirsty for something you haven't understand yet from within you? Where did your thirst that come from? From the intimacy coming in from your soul. And a lot of the people who begin to be awakened within the soul, they get in and they reach down there within the soul and they learn it. They learn it that the sexuality, the lust, the attentions, if somebody comes in and smiles at you of the opposite sex, you think they're going to give you love because you accepted that love, or somebody who smiles at you give you love because you're suffering this attention. But guess what? When you wake up as a soul in there, you understand the value of physical intimacy is involving the soul from within. Because when you wake up as a soul, there is something strange happen from within. Talking about real experience. You just don't want to have sex. You don't want to have this physical intimacy. You're not that lustful anymore. You're looking for something else from within you. Something is overriding your understanding about physicality, of understanding the human body, understanding what you need to do. It's overriding your program of how to be in a physical, but also in a spiritual intimacy from within. Some of the people become a demisexually. Let me explain what is this demisexually is. The demisexuality is required deep emotional or spiritual connections between the people. Otherwise, the chemicals for you to be ready for intimacy, for physical intimacy, doesn't work. The females are dry. You guys know what I'm talking about. The masculine, there is no erections in there. Just doesn't go up. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you are like this. And some of you doesn't want to have intimacy like this just because you have physical needs. You understand this. You're looking for something real, someone you can share your soul with, someone you can share the intimacy with, and someone that you can get and work within. That is how the soul is changing your perception from within you about the intimacy. Why did the people have fear of intimacy? Number one, number one reason, you're not true to yourself. You allowed others to control you. You're not in the control of your own self about reality. You're not vulnerable. You're not open. Go ahead and get the statistics. Why the men's why did the men's they cheat? Because they don't receive a true intimacy with you. Why did the females cheat? Because they're not happy with the energy they receive. But guess what? They're both are guilty of one thing. They're not vulnerable and truthful from within. They haven't opened up the soul. Why did the female very, very seldom experiencing to the end, to finish? Why? Because they're not open. You're not open. You're not fully open to it. You think that over the time within the marriage, that intimacy turns to a one thing. You have to do it because your husband and wife, where was the soul in there? Are you intimate with your partner? Intimacy is not only about being in the bed. Intimacy is to hug the woman that you love or the man that you love in front of your kids, outside. It is about you to hold their hand. It is about when you're shopping, you to be very with them. It's to show intimacy in every place you are going to. That's how you teach others on that intimacy. But have you seen that intimacy outside of other people? Very seldom. And it probably when you see it, you are like, feel it like not only you, but everyone around you. They're looking at them. Why? It's the gravity. It is the energy those two couple they are emitting out there. If you've been with, hi Josh, thank you for reporting for duty. Thank you for coming in. For and that lack of intimacy, okay, creates a lot of issues. First within you, second with your partner, third within your kids if you haven't developed kids yet, and 10 with everyone around you. How happy are you coming in life? Are you happy with life? Probably if you haven't experiencing the intimacy in its full force, you will never understand it. You have to understand this intimacy, it's involving the soul. How you looking at it, from how the energy towards this person of yours you're giving in there. And it's coming from the soul, from the heart, or from the lust from within. Spiritual intimacy, it's required different understanding. That's what the soul is overriding you from within. But the fear inside of you of the truth that you cannot give this intimacy, it's preventing you to learn that intimacy from within you. What you fearing though? You're fearing that you don't know love. You're fearing that you may be in pain. You're fearing that you're not truthful. You're fearing that you end up with that person just because you're alone. You fear that you may be using this person just for money. Okay, there was a one quote floating here on the Facebook. A female, it was just looking herself down there. It was like, oh, thanks God that I have you. Because of you, I have this, this, and this in my life. About the mans, they're fearing the loss of a woman that somebody gives them carings for them, and they're in fear, right? So are they going to tell you they see this different woman out there and they are like, oh my God, if I'm going to get that woman? Are you that same woman? Do you fully open up and be vulnerable in the front of your man? There is a lot of things you're going to learn over from within when someone doesn't share fully intimacy in you. Intimacy is not involving physical intimacy to open up their soul for you. That's what the spiritual intimacy, you have to take, undress your soul before your clothes. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Natalia. Natalia, thank you. Thank you for the topic. And the fear of intimacy, it's coming from past relationships, past intimacy relationships. Maybe if that was a lustful relationship. For the female, if you look at it and do things inside, you will understand the very first time she has an intimacy, it's very crucial for the next relationship that she has, and so on and so on from within. For the masculine, though, it is about the relationship he has and he learned through his mother most of the time, but also the partners in the relationship, the emotional connections that he had with his partners from before, and what was that his emotional availability from with him. Why did he get with that woman? If the first experience is it based out of the human-based love, we're not talking about lust just to do it and interesting how it is. No, talking about love, the man is going to be love from within. But if he was only just to do the thing and then he doesn't care from within, he's going to continue to develop that way over the time. So for some of these people, we're talking about they using the sexuality for a lust, or we're talking about as a sport for it. That's we're talking about the love as eros, compared to the love that the way it should be, what's called agape, the spiritual love from within. If you are male, how do you see the female from it? Do you care in life for it? Do you give her a hug for it? Do you hold her hand outside? Do you discuss everything from it? That's intimacy before you go to bed. What are you doing in the bed? How are you looking at it? You see, if you're looking at the body from within, you will understand that the spiritual intimacy respect the body in totally different level. Is understand that the vagina is not a pleasure. There is a place of love in there. That is a place for creation. You will be more gentle, not only with your hands or the way you do it. You're going to be gentle with your soul and heart there. That's give a different energy to the woman. You give a different energy that tell her to relax and level. She's never been relaxed from before. How do you see the woman? How you understand the woman from within? How do you look at it? Her breast, for example. That is not of things that you're gonna play there and you do all crazy things. No, you're gonna look at it, the energy of life that's run in there, that producing milk. You're gonna be gentle like never before. That program of intimacy is in you. It's in your soul. Doesn't matter what your body is, because you know how the feminine has to react from within you, how she's going to respect in your body, how that she sees you. That is not just a toy for a pleasure. Okay, talking about the penis. That is about to understand. This is the masculine energies in there, with where the God decide to hide the seeds of creation. Okay, you see it with your soul. You see the energy of the two bodies. There's not nothing physical in there. But if the case is like the one person doesn't know intimacy, they're fear. Why they're in fear? A lot of the fears comes in from psychology issues. They may gonna fear they're gonna be judged. They may be never experienced in intimacy, or maybe They were so lustful in the past, and they are damaged as energy in the physical level. It doesn't matter how much sex you will do with them, they are never going to be satisfied. Why? Because they're not vulnerable from within. They're not truthful. They're not open. They haven't healed the wounds from previous marriage, maybe a previous relationship, previous situations, or in intimacy level, they don't have the understanding about intimacy. They only have understanding about sex. But it doesn't matter how much sex they will get in this life. They will never be satisfied if they ever tasted a spiritual intimacy from within. And this is why some of the twin flames, they're crying about it. Yeah, I was intimate with my twin flame, but I was afraid. I was in fear. A lot of the twin flames, they're not together because of a fear. From fear, they cheat, they lie, they hide, and when all this comes out of it, then the relationship is destroyed because there is no trust. That's what the vulnerability between the couples, it has to be an 100% honesty, open. Should be nothing hidden in there. Because in that intimacy, your soul wants it, not something else. Fear can be developed from a parent. That could be from a mother towards a feminine energy, is like cover yourself, cover these things. Why you're wearing your short clothes and scandals and scandals and so on. You're not going outside if you're not wearing pants, for example. So there is this emotional wounds that it's creating into the feminine's energies, and now the feminine energies developing a masculine energies from within, simply because the mother is wounded, and the mother passing her wounds to its daughter. If the father was rude towards females and see his daughter go out like this, guess what? You're not going out like this. You're not getting it like this, and so on and so on and so on. And guess what? Control, control. But guess what happens? This girl, this young girl, it's putting everything because she's a girl. Where did she's putting it? In the first chakra mentally. And that fear, it is developing there. There is a more within these situations to be healed. There is some more energies to be healed from within this. But over the time, when there was so much restrictions within these energies, okay, guess what? The people decide to do the unthinkable. I don't care. I'm just going to do it because they are restricting me. It's Mother Nature says, where are you going to do physical contact with someone, not the parents. Too much controls issue, too much situations issues in within, and that hurts the intimacy from within. That hurts the truth from within. When you have experiencing a spiritual intimacy, is totally different. You understand the bleeding of the two souls, two bodies, and two hearts. But if it's not only one-sided in there, you're not going to feel the other side. But the other side will feel you. You have to be ready to give the other side the gift from the soul. And especially if you see the light coming from some place, the lights of God that shows you the part of creation. You're going to be amazed how this works. You're going to be amazed. But it's going to be missing to you if you lose it. Trust me in that. So, to talk about the fear is developed from within. Overcoming the fear is only one thing. You open yourself towards the partner, towards your divine masculine, divine feminine energies. You guys, they're all from within you. That's how you know how you to treat the opposite side from within you. You have everything is there, is in your soul. But the fear, You have to look at it. What prevents you to experiencing this? Where did you learn that experience from this? What was the main reasons? That could be an emotional damage. That could be an energy damage because of you got STDs. Okay, you don't know what that STD is. That is a sexual transmitting demons. Okay, that is a when you made physical contact with someone who is wounded and he passed his sexual wounds over to you during a sexual contact. That's what it is. There is an energy from in there. And you're in pain without even know about it. What is that all? Because you didn't feel good. You felt dirty when you did it. But if you do it more and more and more, you create that dirt from within. Now, you can't be vulnerable because guess what? That dirt is there. And when you have a spiritual intimacy with someone, guess what? That dirt has to be cleaned up. That's what it is. And the only way to clean up it is to be authentic, be a truthful to yourself, and you let it go of this. Phew, yes, Andrea. Hi, Erica. Thank you for coming in. The fear prevents you from the success, and the fear prevents you from union with your twin flame. Okay? Prevents you from being your twin flame. It's the fear. But the emotional pain, emotional damage, sometimes that emotional damage can be passed from your spiritual partner to you because you touching that vulnerability from within. They cannot relax with you. Why do they cannot relax with you? There is somewhere secrets, lies, deceit, maybe STDs from within, maybe hidden agendas from within, or something they haven't shared with you. Or maybe they present it to you as they are authentic, and you believe in that authenticity from within. So you need to look at it, first of all, though, yourself. Fix your situations, and when you're a partner, give it. Give it so you know you can do. It's not about if the other person is going to give you back. You have to give it and love it with your soul, with your heart, with your energy, with gravitations and everything. Once you've done it like this, you will know that you can do it, you can perform it. If there is a problem, you have to look at it from within where the problem is. But once you healed and you understand this, you have no issues in there. You don't have issues. Now, if the other person doesn't return the favor, doesn't give you back, you have to look at it within them, what it is. If they have the guts to be vulnerable with you, and the fear of intimacy can comes in so many levels. 99.9% of the divorces they comes in and they're related because there is no physical, emotional, psychological, or energy intimacy. You don't say the truth, you're emotionally damaged between each other. That could be a psychology issues because you think one thing, they think another thing, and guess what? There is a damage in there. Energy, it's different. The level is different. The one turns down, the other turns up. The one tries to hold on to the relationship to make it work, but guess what? You can't make something to work if you're going up and the other one pulls down. You're not going anywhere. Okay? And the gravitationally, you are just not comparable. When you go into bed, and the situation is not good, you're like, what the heck? You're looking for someone else. You're looking for something else. But that's what the fears are. You haven't been honest in all the levels with the other person. Because when you're not honest and truthful and vulnerable with that person, guess what? You're going to be open up. You open up the energy, You open up the vibrations, you open up the problems, gravitation is fixed, and now you're able to do the energies exchanges in all levels with the person. That's what this is. But the people have fear, huge amounts of fear about this. Usually, people don't talk about that. They don't talk about these issues because they think from themselves that they are perfectly fine. They are not fine. They have fear. They're not honest to themselves. They lie to themselves. That's what that is. Okay? So look at from within you what is your fears and what base they are. Hey, John, thanks for coming in. It was a great chat today. And thank you for everything. I want to recognize a few people. That's Crystalline, John, and Diamond B for guys donating to my PayPal. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the donations and the work. And I appreciate for the good words, guys. Okay, so you need to understand that this fear it comes in from the human-based behavior spheres that will transfer into the mind, and from the mind, that's going to be a fear that triggers the soul. If you are living in a fear, your chances to experience the full-blown spiritual intimacy from within is slim to zero. You can't have fear and love. Love is a affair of the soul, not something else. And that's what you need to do. But when you're experiencing, when you have this intimacy moment, when the two souls are breathing the same energy from the universe, and you're intimate within them, and you're intimate not only in the bed, but you're intimate in life. That's what it's called. Into mate. You're together, you're in a union. We've been in a physical with your spiritual connections, you will understand this. And they will understand this. Okay. So now I'm ready to you guys to hit me with questions. Also, you guys can think about what are we gonna talk about healing tomorrow. Natalia, thank you all one more time for this. I've experienced intimacy with my TF just in 5D and in 3D. We experienced just hurts, pain, guilt, also dirt, fear of intimacy with him, revoke my deepest desire to be loved and loved properly. Yeah, usually that's what happens. The one or the other person feels the walls from within. The very first time with my spiritual connections, I felt that huge, dark wall. I didn't know why, but I felt it within my soul. It didn't happen the very first time. Then I had some other issues. I haven't done it for like 7 years. I was incapable of it because of so much damage from within. And during those 7 years, I got to fix the psychological, the emotional, and the physical body. So I fixed this from within. Some of you already know about the mirror challenge video that I did, and that mirror challenge video helped a lot because you love your body, you love your heart, and you love your soul. That is the three main things you need for the spiritual intimacy from within. So that's what the situation is for. And John, give me a time to read the whole things. And George, just give me a second, okay? Let me finish on this things for it that I'm answering by Natalia. But you're gonna feel when they feel all the dirt, the reasons in there, the pain, the shame, and the guilt. Do you know why they feel shameful? Because they cannot open up. If female undresses with her back towards you, She hides this. You will have to know about it. It's the same thing with the man. If the man hides it from within you and doesn't address it in front of you physically, that is one of the big signs. The other big signs is like emotionally or energy, there is something in there. There's going to be intense pressures from within. You're going to be trying to relax the whole situations there is from in there. And if the person cannot relax, so is you. You need to understand this. When you look at it on the energies level, the bodies, okay, when you see this energies that it comes in from within, you are going with that energy to heal that, to heal this pain, to heal this shame, this guilt. You're probably going to give a lot of intimacy touching towards the body to heal it. You're going to feel it from the need from within to be intimate, not sexual, intimate. You understand there is a different touches in there. Maybe a simple intimacy touch in the intimate places out of just love, not like you want to have sex or something. That is the intimacy. Okay. So the pains and the hurts, those are from the past experience that it hasn't been processed. You have now processed the pains, the guilt, and the shame that you did at sex with people that you should have not in the first place. Why? Who's feeling the shame and the guilt? Your soul, because right now your soul is triggering all this, it's triggering the pain, maybe within you, maybe within your partner as well. That's what you're feeling. You may feel the energy from within you, but maybe you feel the energy within your partner. That's why when you finish the physical part, you feel awkward. You don't feel right. You don't feel satisfied. You don't feel good. Why? Because it wasn't right. The energies exchanges and the gravitation wasn't done right. But inside of you, if you look at it, if you gift more and you heal, you wanted to heal all these situations, guess what? You're going to see within yourself. What is your problem from within you? What is the situations from within you? And so on and so on. You will understand that. So, yeah, Natalia, you're correct. But the 5D is there. Let me tell you that. When you do with your spiritual connections, the 5D is there. The question is, are they going to be vulnerable with the 5D? Or are they going to be vulnerable and they feel guilty that they may have something in them that they feel like this? By the way, if you feel the person who you've been doing it and they're telling you, like, I'm going to give you a coldness, and sometimes that affects people, they have something within them. They have a pain. That could be a pain from passing from mother to daughter to mother to son, and so on and so on. They feel cold after intimacy or physical sexuality. They just feel cold. They're like, I don't know what's wrong with me. There is a pain in there, emotional pain in there. That could be also psychology pain, passing from one generation to another. All right. I think the divine masculine, the runner has fear. The runner always have fear. It doesn't matter if it's a feminine or masculine. The runner always have fear. That's where it's running from. But it's running from his own soul, the love that wanted in his own soul. They want it. And that's what this intimacy situations is going to come in later on. They're going to be suffering and looking at from this, and but that pain helps them to understand and to value the person and the situations from within. George, one of the most painful things for me was when I thought my TF was feeling our 5D interaction like I was, but she was completely oblivious, and I learned how the 5D and 3 can be completely separate. Exactly, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. The difference between the 5D and the 3D, because the one is an affair of the soul together with the heart and the body. The other one is just a pure body thing. Just you can get over to the physical. And if you are with your person, with your TF for it, but they not open the soul for you, for truly, from within them, yeah, there's going to be a triggers in there. But that triggers are for good, George, because that shows up the work that needs to be done in there, the healing that needs to be done. You need to understand they both got to have damage in order to be fixed. Twin flames don't just comes in just to have everything is beautiful, everything is perfect, there is no problem. What are you going to give to the people as a twin flame experience? Twin flames comes in to solve issues, problems. They have problems. They gotta have problems, but not to stay in the problems, but solve them. And if there is fear of solving those issues, there is a problem. Can't solve the issues, and from that on, you can't have the union. Fear is the base part that's killing the twin flames from within. But now it's a shadow period. You have to look within the fear. Why do you have fear? What do you fear from? You fear your mom, your dad's going to judge you, or friends is going to judge you that you choose the person, or there is other fears in there. Fear of the truth, that you maybe just play with the person, or you're playing a game as a twin flame, because some of the people are playing the game with the twin flame. They are playing, but you can't play on a soul level. When there is a divine connections between you can play. This is not a child's game. And that's what some of the twin flames, they get born by the sun from within this. But learning experience, we're talking about. Ray, learn to love your body. It is the one you have. Exactly. Gotta learn your body. I had a lot of emotional damage from my ex wife. She was always complaining, always, you're not the man, you're not satisfying me. I got ignited as a twin flame. One night I woke up, about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that. I did it perfect. But I was in 5D with somebody else. You guys know what that's talking about. You know what she told me? Holy crap, I was 17 years with you. And this is the first time I felt like that. Really? What is that gonna tell you about it? Sharing your personal experience here, guys. Ever since then, I didn't touch her because I feel the guilt and the shame that I was doing something wrong. You can't have two ones, one in a 5D, one in a 3D. I feel cheating on my soul. Ever since then, I felt so embarrassed, like no tomorrow. And that's why, if you're waking your soul and you are next to your husband and you feel the guilt, the shame, that guilt and shame and so on, it's going to affect you. Because later on, it took me so much to heal that damage. I had to go, I had to work on me. There was a lot of situations, medical situations, and so on, because the damage, the emotional damage from my marriage was so much. But then the emotional and the spiritual damage that was done through the connection that wake me up. Oh, God bless my soul, how much pain I went through it. It was so much pain. So much. All right. So, George, I don't have questions at the moment, but I would like to share from a letter I wrote to my TF. She ran after 12 years together regarding intimacy. I also realized that I have intimacy issue, but I feel uneasy giving and receiving affection. Uh, Even though I wanted to give and receive affection with all my heart. Just as we have in your boundaries disrespect regarding sex in the past, I believe I had the same happen to me with intimacy in my past. But more important, I think it's a self-esteem issue. I have difficulty accepting uh, where I was. The chat scroll down. I have, even though action of my heart, just to have your boundary disrespect. But more importantly, I have difficult accepting that someone else could ever care about me. I want to show me affection. Difficultly showing myself, always in introverted and fear direction. Um, we may have chakra system, they say, so that's what intimacy is so strong. As the opposite sex, where I'm able to let go and be in a moment. And then there was so much intimacy outside of sex, then the sex become the main form of intimacy. George, you were hurt at some point. You were hurt because you were giving too much, you wasn't receiving. You begin to develop a fear of giving. You wanted to make sure somebody gives you when you give. You wanted to equal give and take. Uh, for and when the people they don't want to give you, guess what? They're only taking. People have a fear of giving, but they don't understand the mystery part of giving. The more you give, the more you receive. That's what some of the connections, some of this energies exchange is not proper, because taking more energy and wanted more energy is actually coming when you're giving. The more you give, the more you receive. That's how it goes. But most of the people, they haven't developed the spirituality psychology from within to understand a different standard. They only learn how to take from within, and that's what it is. Personal experience here, people taking more advantage. So, John, can we ever be intimate with anyone else after experience with the twin soul? Yes, you can, because you are ready to have intimacy experiences. The only question is are you going to allow yourself? You permitting yourself, and so on, or are you going to be feeling stuck within the energies itself for it? Some people can't. Some people can't, simply can't. They become absolutely demisexual. They're like, I don't want to have. In order for me to have, there's got to be someone that really have to give absolutely everything on the table. No cheat, no lights, no heights, absolutely everything. And you have to feel it within your soul. Then you can open it up. Otherwise, you're not, because simply you went to the final stage of the union into elimination. You eliminate yourself about the truth. It has to have an equal give and take with the energies exchange for a proper gravitations. So in order that gravitational field between them and you to be equal, so can have a nice flow with the energy of the universe. That is one of the two souls. Gravity we're talking about. They are breathing the same energy. They are processing this energy from the universe. That is the third party, the universe. That is what puts you together. That's what brings you together. Do you know how magical that is when it happens? It's beautiful. Felt it for like a few 2 3 minutes, but then the fear kicks in the person. I was wondering what the hell did I do wrong. I knew it wasn't me. Okay, just sharing experience, guys. Intimacy, yes, it's eye gazing, hugging, holding hands, helpful. Honey, can I do something for you? What do you want me to do? You want me to go? I can go buy breakfast. I'm gonna walk the dog out. That is it. Also intimacy, guys. But does the female account in that? No, they don't. They use sometimes. Yeah. It's not all about cars, money, and prestige to show up who the person you are with. That's not it. A lot of the young females right now, and some of the females out there, for the more younger ones, they are thinking, they're still thinking that it's all about the cars, the money, and to show off until you understand love is in the soul. And yes, the eye gazing, the hugs, the kisses is beautiful. If the person hides kissing you in the front of their kids, trust me, there is something wrong in there, because you don't teach the kids on the proper way. You don't. And what do you do then? What do you do? If you don't teach your kids, what do you do? I'm not talking about it to show them intimacy stuff in a bed. No. I'm talking about how you treat each other. That's an intimacy. How you holding your hands each other in front of the kids. How you helping each other. Are you guys hugging each other when you watch a movie? Do you respect everything in the table? Do you have mutual respect in there? Do you two put in the table, pick care of the table? Do you together preparing the food for the family? That's intimacy, guys. Do you both washing the dishes? Kicks in there. But John, very good points right there. Bottom line, there is no us or them. Your masculine heart or soul doesn't want to be reunited. If you're the one person doesn't want to reunite it, if you're the one person hides things, if you're the one person is not ready, if you're the one person is, they can find thousands of reasons from within. They can find thousands of excuses from within. There is only one excuse they cannot find, that they're lying to themselves. They cannot find an excuse for this. And they lie to you. Trust me on that. That is the guilt that you don't want to feel in there. But that is the guilt. It's coming to show them where the true love is. That they had a true love to themselves. That is deep level of authenticity that is required to have the intimacy. And most people are feared to be authentic to themselves, because they used to be to the lie, to the cheats, to screwing up, to the face mask, to the shadow. They don't know who they are from within. Maybe they allowed a friends to tell them, oh, this guy's not good for you. Maybe they're going to allow the parents to tell them, oh, this guy's not for you. So on. George, I personally don't share this view. You're always worthy of love. Even your work not done, your work will be done. But we are supposed to be in union. Supposed to be in union. Yeah, supposed to be. But why is not? That's what we are right now. We are working on the issues. Why we are not in the union? We're not in the union because we're not seeing union. We don't know the gravity of the union. Only few people know the gravity of the union. Most of the twin flames, the awakening twin flames, they got awakened like 10 years ago. Do you think they're in the union? Only few of them. A very small percent of them. And once they are in the union, they kind of like disappear off the face of the earth. You don't see them anymore. They're doing their own things. They're doing the things they need to do, and they go on from it. Some of the twin flames, though, they keep working on it. They are out in the here, they're out in the field. Okay, there's a twin flame healers I'm going to talking about. I'm going to talk about Rob and Angie, Twinfinity. I'm going to talking about Sherry and Lee. Come on. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. But guess what? Fear of union has to be overcome. And somewhere has to comes in and shows up this fear. You're not going to die if you're in the fear. But unhealed parts of you, they have to be healed to overcome that fear. Or if you have wounds, work with your twin flame to be healed, not to damage more. But what happens is there is more damage because we are used to a damage, because we are damaged. Damaged people damaging other people. It's the same thing within the twin flames. That's what it is. You have to fix your psyche from within, and the soul does that. The soul fixes that. The soul reprogramming you from within. Will Saturn return in Pisces be difficult? Even I have done a lot of work. The Saturn return affects union. The Saturn right now, it's not in Pisces. Saturn right now, it's in Aquarius, and he is direct currently at the moment. And it's going to be taking the new road. I taught you the new road because it was retrograde. He sent us back to relearn the things. Now do it the proper way. If you like in a year or so, you damage things, you damage situations. That was when Saturn was direct. 10 the time pass like a 6 8 months, and 10 Saturn becomes retrograde. Now Saturn taught you what you need to fix from within. Now since Saturn is direct again at Aquarius, is taught you how to take the new way, the new road. Now the people have to perform within this. Are they going to perform? You're only going to know from their actions towards you. How they're going to be looking. Are they going to look in these fears? Are they going to look in the situations from within and so on? Very good questions though, Josh. Okay. But Saturn is the teacher. Okay. Saturn is the teacher. The one who's going to affect more of the unions. That's going to be a Pluto in Capricorn. And I'll tell you why. Pluto is the hidden god from within. If you see the sign of Pluto, is a one circle on the top with energy that comes down below, but doesn't have any connections. It's to the unknown. But also Pluto is the one energy that can really damage you from within. Pluto can bring you to the darkness, deepness inside of it. But right now in Capricorn, he transforms us in art. He is the transformation by seeing how bad we are to how good can we be within the divine. Usually when he works together with Uranus, is pretty good energy there. Very good energies in there because Uranus is the sudden changes. Uranus is the age of Aquarius. He is like, oh, I got it. Why are you changing after the dark night of the soul? Like this, why are you changing? Why you understand the spirituality and the energies and how to exchange energies? Who controls that? Okay, that's what the Uranus is. That's the universe. Who are adjusting very quick. All of a sudden, have you felt like all of a sudden you feel love? All of a sudden you're like, I don't want to be anymore with my twin flame. 5 minutes later, it's like, oh my God, I love them. Why? Where did that come from? That's what this is. We get glimpses of the start of what it can be like after our work is done. Yes, exactly, John. I totally agree with you. We get in the glimpses. Some of the glimpses actually begins to be right now collective glimpses, which is good. It was about time these collective glimpses to be seen. But first, there was the destructions of the fakeness, the lies, and so on. I begin to see a huge increase both within Instagram, shorts, on YouTube, talking about toxicity exposed, the narcissism exposed, all the personal disorders situations, talking about sexual transmitted demons as energy, talking about energies that has been from like archetypes, talking about psychology, about the archetypes within the people and so on. It is just like the gate, the floodgate was opened, and all this shadow, hidden energies all of a sudden came out. And it's going to have an effect because people who are like this, they're going to learn what they need to fix from within. They're going to look for a situation, but also people who's been damaged, they're going to heal. But that healing later on, when it comes into soulmates, twin flames, divine partnerships, things is going to get better over the time. So, John, you were correct. My gosh, how many questions? I'm going to be, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. 1 second. I was looking at the CC. CC, when someone has intimacy with someone and you notice energy exchange, what does this mean? I mean, they're looking for energy exchange with, like, they had it with you. You may feel this energy, but guess what? It's not you. And they will stuck in sick of it, of looking at that energy until they don't give up. That it's part of the surrendering. Without doing it, and you don't know you were connected before that. That's what basically is. But personally, me, I ask for the divine. Any of my partners, if they do it with somebody else, I don't want to know about it. I really don't want to know about it. But once in a while, I get energies of someone that wants to be so much with me that it's different energies. And I had that experience a few nights ago. It was like I share with some of you here, and ooh, that was the heavy energies. Even some of the people asked me 2 days ago, Dio, that was a collective energy. I know it was a collective energy. That is a very, very powerful raw energy, very raw. But that was a spiritual energy, because usually if it's a sexual energies that you see and feel, it's going to be a red color. If it's an energy from the heart, it's going to be a green color. But if it's a spiritual love, ooh, that's going to be from light pink color, light blue pinkish type of thing, to the dark violet energy. You're going to see in 2-3 days ago, I see that energy that was violet, but it was raw, very powerful raw energy. And I have no idea who that was, but it wasn't someone that I'm too much familiar with. But that was so much raw energy in there. So you will feel. John, I think we get set amount of time for our planes. If we marry tended to kind of prolongs the time, we should be broken up. You need to understand that the more you prolong in the situations, the worse it's going to get to you. The missing, the prolonging, and putting on aside all this inner work, it's going to create a lot of mess with life and a lot of extra karma that you may develop from within this. And you correct, we should not. That's what some of the people, they don't want to get in the relationship, and that's what some of the people, they don't want to have a sexual relationships. They're waiting for the one deeply from inside. Flora, are you saying that all twins are united in the 5D? Actually, we know that union in the 5D there was. We all know it, Flora. It's actually in 7D. When you go into the inner peace, you're entering the 7D. That is a different dimensions that we are collectively getting there. We are heading to that inner peace. And some of you here, they know this inner peace. Even there, you're going to understand more about these energies, the new energies. Anyone who went through the new cycle of Jupiter that enter Aries, some of you already experienced it, learn it. Now you're revising it, everything that you learned. Some of the people, they're revising that. Why are not there? Why did they not experience it? Why did they did this? Now they have to reevaluate themselves. Why did they did what they were supposed to do? So it's a lot of things, but yeah, the unions are felt because they are in the soul floor. The first for that coming in. Andrea, thank you for opening up. You are appreciated. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for your appreciations. We can because we are loyal. You can lie to yourself. You're loyal to your soul from within. I had phone conversations with my soul connections. It was maybe a week ago or so. She asked me, how you doing? Do you have somebody? I'm like, no, I don't. I haven't been in touch with nobody. I don't have physical with nobody. That's what this is. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be truthful. She asked me, are you truthful? I'm like, what do you think? Hi, Big Dog. How are you? By the way, I keep your Big Dog since you're here. I want to apologize because you made it a suggestions for. I still haven't it here in the front of me, but now we are going to do a healing sessions, healing issues, and in the next 20 days we're going to talk about healing. But right after that, How twin flames become twin flame. True story. That's what you wanted at Big Dog. I still have it here and I keep it within me. And I'm giving my promise to you, okay? John Jones, the contact I experienced with my twin had same energies when as I hugged with my children. Yes, you gotta have the same energy of love with the person, with the kids, and you have to present these energies at home. Very good, John. Yes, it's gotta be the same energy. And never separate the way you love your twin flame if they have kids with the love for their kids. Okay? You may have to make an adjustment, be it the father figure, the friend, the brother figure, and so on it for your twin flame. But yeah, that energy it has to be. Floor, so deep that what you're saying, authenticity is the key. Yes, it is. Without being authentic, you are living in a false life. And we see the damage right now within the false life. Why so many people living unhappy in the world? Why so many people are not happy at home? If you're not happy and you're preparing a dinner, that is going to be turning your energy into the food. You're going to consume that food, and then why you're sick. You have a pain from within you. You're going in the bed with that pain. Then you worry about why you're sick. You're living false life. The false life makes you sick. The future of the medicine will be gravity. Understand that. It's coming. You're going to gravitate towards healers so they can heal you, talk to you, help you to heal your gravitational field, feels your energy, feels your heart, so you can have the proper setup from within, so you can change your gravity, so you can be better in your life. It's coming. Already been seeing that. Uh, that's why they can feel guilty being with another person in 3D. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They feel the guilt. For it. I felt that too, Dio. Thank you. Just got out, Dio. Okay, I was here. Okay. Dio, what I meant by supposed to be in union is not that we must be in union, but the reason for being is to help each other with our work. Amen. Amen, George. Yes. But did your partner, your soulmate, your twin flame, your divine partner understands this? The comprehensions and the understanding and the awareness, the self-awareness about this. It requires the same thing. It requires authenticity. You to tell your pains, how other hurt you, maybe sexually abuse you, or you are emotionally not unavailable because someone closed you off, somebody broke you down. So you two can heal together. That's what the divine is putting you. Do you know that in order to attract your twin flame, really, you have to look up to the divine and ask the divine, send me a partner. That could be a soulmate, twin flame, divine partner, however, in your case might be. Okay? And guess what? The divine sent you a partner to heal you. But if you hide the truth, you're not authentic, how the person is going to know what to heal? And if you're wounded and you hurt the person who came to heal you, God bless your soul. God bless your soul. So, yes, the things are not the way there seems as a human beings. So, George, twin flame healers say that in their experience being a unit has allowed them to do the work more efficiently and originally. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, when you are in, I will be more correctly politically right now, in premature union, that is when the one partner is not ready. but you experiencing this. The things just naturally flows. The energy flows, the love flows, everything begins to become from wish to a magic to a miracle that happens on earth. The wish is my command. Have you seen watching Aladdin? That's what the universe says. And when the two people working together with the universe, things happen. But who can ruin the magic? One or the other, so on and so on. Lack of authenticity that the divine requires in the connections is brutal. Brutal. So, yeah. But you're right, George. Florida, so right. Big deal. Okay, deal. Okay. George, I was hiding my alcoholism, my spending, and things like that. I was killing me inside for morally. Recently, I realized that I was because my job wasn't loving me from soul. Yeah, you were demanding that love from the soul. You wanted that soul. The question is with the alcoholism is, what did you run? The pain that you are escaping with an alcoholism is you haven't healed the pain. The main reason, the main cause, the effect, it comes in because you feel so much in pain and you decide to create another cause, which is the alcoholism. Now, when you remove the alcoholism, you're going to see that alcoholism is the created a new cause because the effect of the pain that you were wounded. So we have to go into the cause. So George, if you need some help, let me know. I can help you with this. You're spending so you can make you feel yourself better. You feel yourself good, which is good once in a while. You have to indulge yourself. But if you spend money of parties and so on, and you're trying to distract yourself from within this, that doesn't help. You need to understand in the union, there's got to be a accountability about money, about the spendings. If there is no accountabilities about the spendings and no responsibilities about it, that can ruin the connections pretty quick. The truth, the hidden, and the hides and the lies and money manipulations, that can ruin the connections just like that. And a snap of the finger, especially if you find out that your partner does the sneaky behaviors behind. That can ruin the connections in a matter of a minute. And their fear from within is going to talk to them. Oh, he finds out, get rid of him. Trust me. Seen it. Quite a few people also have to do it. So, um, Eric, I felt in the 3D and the same as the GF and the 5D. I feel myself in the freedom and surrender when physical intimacy will come. I feel we have intimacy in many other ways. First, to have sex, thereof, to have no fear. You need to understand the intimacy first. Erica is pretty good. The spiritual intimacy that everyone wants it started with in the soul. That is when two naked souls are talking to each other. For reference, go and watch the naked talk. I have a video on my channel. It's called The Naked Talk. It's been made quite a few years ago. And I still have to refer it to people who ask me, Dio, how should I talk to my twin? And that's one video I highly suggest to you guys. I even said in the video, if you want to have been naked in the front of your twin flame, it's optional in there. But we're talking about you to be vulnerable from within. You to say everything what's in your soul. That's how that begins. It doesn't begin from the physical touch. Mm-hmm. The physical touch is the last thing on the list. Because within twin flames, everything is upside down. Everything is upside down, guys. So I wish I could do Friday night show. Big Dog, why not? You can do a Friday night show. Why not? I learned to know myself to learn my TF. Exactly. You learn first yourself. Exactly. George, absolutely, Dio. It was because of lack of healthy coping mechanism and healthy boundaries. I'm in a relapse right now, too. Thank you for the offer of help. You're welcome. You can find me on the Facebook. We can talk. We talked before. Floor, Dio, what do you think about those twins who heard the twin who came here to heal them? That is probably one of the most hard unions they're gonna come because they trigger a high level of pain. The more issues the twin flames has, the bigger they become. But you need to understand the twin flame situations for it. Sometimes the effect of the 3D life and the 3D grow up life and the situations that triggers from within that can be based off psychology issues. And that's what Prophet Claire said a long time ago. Make sure that the psychology issues there are fixed. Because if you have to fix up psychology issues within your twin flame, they have to first admit that they have it. Then look at it, how it needs to be healed. If they don't want to heal in there, they're going to damage you. They are going to damage you one way or another. And this people who hurt you as you came there to heal them, they're there to find out the pain. Why did they hurt you? They probably have a very big pain from within to hurt you like that. Very big pain. And they may be living in the pain. Some of the people, they don't understand. They're living in the pain and they're attaching that pain to love. That's not love. And later on, that pain becomes a physical. It becomes like a cancer in the energies from within. I'm not talking about physical cancer. I'm talking about energy that eats the energies from within. You're basically torn out into pieces for it. So yeah, you you gotta be very careful within this because the divine is there. You destroyed another person who came to help you. It's gonna be. We need to understand the forgiveness. It has to come from within. The person who hurt you, maybe they are gonna ask you for forgiveness. But even if you give them the forgiveness, it's not gonna help them. They have to learn what they did in the reality and forgive themselves. We had that talk with someone a few days back about it. Somebody said, I feel guilty. I feel guilty because of this. I feel guilty because of that. And guess what? I told him the story. Even God cannot forgive you if you don't forgive yourself. If God forgives you, but you don't forgive yourself, you live with this. You live with the guilt, with the shame, with ruined your reputations or whatever you want to call it. But when you forgive yourself, you allow others to forgive you. That's what this is. So there is a lot of problems. Some of the twin flames, they don't come to you because they feel guilt, shame, and so on of what they did to you. Trust me. But if they're willing to do the work, they can do the work on their own. Yes, that is. So yes, it's so deep. Think People think that things are more easier and so on. No, things are deep. And sometimes people don't understand how deep they are. Some of the ungrowth, mature people, but they still, psychology wise, as a kids, they're playing in there, can play in there with the soul. But that's what their soul came to them, so they can overcome the childish crap from within them, the childish games. They think that they have the childish games when they play as a kids, and they think that they can control and manipulate relationships. But when the soul comes in, that game is over, and they're gonna learn a hard way. This is over. Some of it is not pretty. I heard some story from twin flames. I don't want to go there. It is a lot of pain, but through that pain, I was able to understand it and help him to heal. But it's required one thing: authenticity again. Four, you need to understand that authenticity, that is a intimacy of the soul. Okay? That's what this is. A lot of you here in the chat, you already know these energies. You know how that feels. The other people, they may be watching this videos and they're like, what the hell this guy's talking about? Some of you guys living, this is your lifestyle. This is your energy. This is who you are. This is where you gravitate. And you're feeling it. But you're vulnerable, authentic energy and soul in the universe. And they're wondering how they can reach it. But they don't want to be authentic from themselves. So, yes. My TF refused me to provide me with the help and support I need, and I refused to accept the help and support that I provided. Yeah, there's already been clashes. George, let me ask you questions. Are you a little bit more feminine, and she is a little bit more masculine? Because I think that through that energy, George, there was a clash of you trying to give her the compassion and the love and the softness so she can learn the feminine energies, but she kind of like used her toxic masculine energy to, you should be more masculine from within, so forth and so forth. Look within that issue. So there you go. You identified yourself as a feminine, yeah. So you had to heal her feminine side. She had to heal your masculine. I was talking about this a few days back. So both of us, we hurt each other. Yes, usually that's what's going to happen when the energies are not focused on healing, but they are going to be focused on destroying. Usually the one who is toxic is going to be kicked. This person who hides truths and so on, not authentic. He started this. He's looking for your faults. He sends energies and stays away from you and so on and so on. Yeah. Thank you, Andrea. The is open. You're so true. Thank you, Flora. Yes, we both have to forgive to heal. Yes, exactly. There was one psychology videos that the guy said in there that in order to heal all the energies, all the situations, they have to be fixed. If that is a kid's issue, they have to be fixed. If that is a money issue, it has to be fixed. If there is a situation, it has to be fixed in order the relationship to be fixed. The reason is if there is unfixed situations, there's going to be wounds, and those wounds can ruin the relationship from it. If that's a reconciliations, if that is even if separations issue, you getting through the divorce. If the divorce is not right, there is no balance with the kids or energies and so on, and that wound is going to drag you down the road in the path, even with another person, simply because you haven't dealt with the situations, and the situations is within you. But if you look at it at an energy level, there is a blocked energies that doesn't allow you to move forward. So yes, I totally agree with this. You mentioned things being upside down with your twin. I realized everything through my twin was thinking absolutely My twin was thinking was absolutely wrong. No, I'm talking about the upside down. Is from our human base Queen Master is the understanding that you have to be first in the physical, then you're gonna be move in, and then you're gonna be working out and see how the things are. Within the twin flames is backwards. You have a lot of talks, a lot of communications. You take the soul out from within, you open up the soul from within you, and then the heart is coming, and then the physical is coming. That's what I'm saying about backwards. But yes, some of the people they have programmed themselves in the wrong direction. So as the twin flames, they mess it up their journey, and after that begins to nightmare. But that's how we learn by making an errors. Without errors, you're not going to learn. But sharing their experience, sharing the errors, sharing the healing, this is how you help other twin flames for it. And you're gonna feel a lot of the energies in there. It's gonna come in like even though I watched the video of I don't think so she was a psychologist, but she said one thing that it is a communications between a bipolar disease uh, disorder and narcissistic personal disorder connections that people calling soulmates or twin flames. And I listen to her and I see the energy from within. There was so much anger and will of control. And I was like, yeah, it could be any issues. We need to understand the soul came in to override these issues, to bring them in, not you to point fingers and the damaging situations. And people don't connect the soul within the psychology. That's what makes twin flames so valuable. We have different psychology that comes from the soul, and we're looking at the problem on the human-based psychology. But if you bring the human-based psychology with all the disorders into the spirituality, that is no, because you don't look to the spirituality from the psychology of the soul that overrides everything and heals everything. That what makes a difference. That what makes us a difference. You and all of you out there. Psychology of the soul is different. Totally. And that's what makes me the study of psychology. Because through the psychology I understand the energies issue and I can bring the solution from the soul based understandings. That's what I'm begging you guys, asking the questions because I can get that information from above. Some of you already healed here. Some of you already thanks me to healing. Some of you come to me for consultations and you being healed. But does everyone has to be healed? Does everyone has the right to medicine? Only if they want to. But you also can help other people. You also can go in there and look at that psychology of the soul inside of you. You also can change. You can also evolve. You can inheriting your powers as a twin flame. But you gotta be authentic. You gotta be 100% brutally authentic from within. Because with this kind of knowledge and understanding, it comes the great responsibilities. You healing souls, not just people. That is a lot of responsibilities, guys. Some of the people are afraid. They are in fear to take it. That's what the twin flames unions doesn't happen. One of the main reasons is this. So the forgiveness awareness is knowing and feel settled. That's when you know you both feel it. Yeah, between the knowing and the feeling, yes. Because between the knowing and the feeling, there is the energies exchange, quantum contact. Yes, I totally agree with you. And when this actually happens, is this miracle that performs together with the universe uh, for. But the forgiveness once arrives, you're going to know, really. You're really going to know about it. Because the third party, the universe, will whisper to you. You're going to know about it. Natalia, as a DF, I'm prepared to have a naked talk with my DM. Are you on the same page then? Uh, if you look that video that I said, this is about you to open up your soul and tell who you are. You tell your deepest fears. You say your deepest things, secrets, and so on from within. You basically open your soul. You say everything that you did, all the crap, all the garbage that you did. So you basically take your baggage off your shoulders. You become clean soul in the front of it. You have nothing to hide. If you have medical issues, you say, I have medical issues. If you have this issue, say, I have this issue. You have money issues, you can say, I got money issues, so on and so on. That's what's been naked talk. Because later on, if you didn't say the truth, it's going to be triggered. And when it's triggered, you're going to lose the trust. And that kind of high level. And once you're losing the trust, it's hard to rebuild it later on. Very hard. That's what some of the twin flames give up right before union. They give up. They don't want to do the work, or they do the work years and years and years and years. Years of longing, years of waiting, years of understanding, and so on. So the divine, the naked talk is very good, can help you. She is more ego based and material world based and more spiritual. And George, you need to understand if the person is like this, she's not mature to that level. Most of the females' energies right now, as I stated before, there was this, with all the respect to all the feminine energies here, all the females in here, was that girl that she was thinking to her vagina. That thanks to her, she got the apartment, the cars, the money, and everything for it. That's ego-based situations. But if the female is divine, she will respect that part within her in different spiritual level within it. She actually is going to help to achieve the apartment. She's going to be part of achieving the car, a part of making money, not just only take. And you will understand the ego-based situations from within. It is the same thing with the males that, they think that the world is everything when they have. You need to understand the care for the person, the care, how the person cares for you. Sooner or later is going to show up. And if they don't care for you, their ego steals in charge in their mind. They haven't been getting this energy from the soul, which is a new standard within them. That's what the twin flames have to do here. Get the soul-based psychology and rewrite their mind and work from there. Oh wow, Josh, thank you for the super chat. For Andrea, thank you for the super chat. I'm far beyond the chat, guys. I think that the chat tonight is very interesting. Already it's been 1 hour and 33 minutes. Very beautiful chat. Yeah, I study a lot of stuff. Andrea, I'm gonna zip through because I have a long chat that I'm gonna go through. For George, I would love to talk to you personally. Here, I know you post a lot of things in there, and if I can keep on going, I'm way behind. I'm like, man, I'm just so much. Imagine that I'm up there when you say she's seen spirit and such, but kept her third eye closed. So if you look at it up in the chat where I am to where the chat is right now, I have like about that much. So I would love to talk to you, George. Okay, Josh, you're welcome. I have come a long way since watching your material too. Yes, you need to understand that I work for the universe, and sometimes it's hard for me, but now I understand things, and I'm working with the universe. I get back like 8 months ago where the energy was when we started this chat. Now that same energy is coming back, but now it's more powerful because I reevaluate of what we did in the past when we went through the new cycle. Now we get back in there. I'm like, I'm backing up in there to punch in, to helping people more and more and more. The whole idea is more people to get ready to cross within the new cycle when a Jupiter goes in Aries, which is going to be before Christmas. Guys, that's what it is. It's a push from the universe. We all have to work together in this. So, Flora, thank you. You're amazing, John. You need sessions with you, George. You could speak everything with him. John, thank you because you know the value. I've been working with John for a while, and I want to say thanks to John that he supported me. And John, I really appreciate it. And Dio as well studied and is a great teacher. Root Kingdom, fear is an illusion. Exactly. Fear is an illusion created within your mind, but also the fear. It is the feeling of you've been hurt. Because if you're physically hurt, or emotionally hurt, or psychology abused hurt, fear becomes the evolution from the pain that you feel. And that fear, it is keeping you not to feel that pain again. But all that creates is you can create the pain to another person. And that's what we need to stop passing the pain, but we need to start passing the love around. Heal the pain and passing the love, guys. Very beautiful, Ruth. Thank you for coming to the chat, by the way. Floor, you need to be very brave, follow your spiritual path, fearlessly authentic. Exactly, Floor, exactly. Ruth, my twin abused his gifts and chose not to heal, so I had to let it go. You need to understand you're abusing divine powers. That is the most sad part you can see in this art. Yeah. But there is a learning in that lesson for that person as well. Why did they need it for? What was the reason for? And the damage that's going to be. Because the damage usually it's too much. Maybe the damage was done or a similar damage was done in her parents or her grandparents. And that person has to become the black sheep, leave that family, and go unhealed. Otherwise, that energy is going to pass and their kids, and then it's going to continue to do it over and over and over again. And if you're abusing your divine gifts, I wish you never did. I wish you never abuse your divine gifts because you don't have respect yourself, and that can lead to a lot of self-sabotage in soul, and that is coming from a deep, deep pain. Somebody causing you that pain. You need to understand people who are abusing their divine gifts, they usually went through a lot of crap. But why did they choose to have that crap in their life in the first place? Why did they choose to be in that bloodline? Because they have to heal that bloodline. They have to get up, they have to fight, and they have to do the right things. That's what this is. But until they don't abuse the divine powers, some of the people will never go through the dark night of the soul. Trust me on that. Andrea, Andrea, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Andrea. If you need some help, come and see me so we can have equal give and take energies here through the chat. Thank you so much for it. All right. Oh my God, wrong emotions. That's okay. It is about the energy, Andrea. It is about that. You doing it from your heart, which is good. And thank you. George, thank you for the support, guys. I appreciate I spoke with you once, but it mostly made me feel like I have the answer from Martina. I know exactly what I must do. I just have to do it. George, let me look at your chart and see what that is. Okay, let me see. For haha, nice way, Andre, don't worry. I'm just sharing it forever relevant to the current discussion, but my situation is a weird one. We all have a weird situations, yes. Quantum contact with Makina. I find it's impossible to be untruthful to my twin. Yes, usually it's impossible to be untruthful to them because you feel that you're lying from within you, they're gonna feel that you're lying from in them. So yeah, I have a block on lying. Yeah, why? Because the authenticity, you value the authenticity, you value the divine more than the lies, the cheat, the false mask, the shadow from within. That's why you are authentic to your own self and you're living as your own authentic self. That's why. Guys, love that energy, that authenticity that you guys shows up. Yes. Ruth, I'm an archangel like focus, so he did quite to try harm me from a distance. His childhood once really affected me. I was there to help him, but he had too many secrets, other ideas. Yeah, Ruth, actually, yeah, when they have other ideas or they making other plans when you guys are together and so on. Yeah, I can feel it. You're probably a lot of pain. But Ruth, find me on the Facebook. I want to know more about it. Maybe I can help you to heal some things. Okay? You felt the energy. I know I felt your energy. Just if you want, just giving you a hand. George, her ego-based nature is based of trauma ironic. Yeah, everybody have the trauma bond situations in the childhood dramas. They're looking for someone to heal them, and when the healer comes in, they're like, I cannot heal because they're playing childish games. They haven't evolved and grow from within. That is a big issues in there. Big issues. Yeah, and they need to process that childhood trauma. They need to heal the wounded child from within. When my kids ask for advice, they don't will accept because they say I talk from the twin flame perspective. You need to understand when you talk to the kids from the twin flame perspective, they're not awakened as you are. I try to talk to my kids from twin flame perspective. And my youngest one, it was so wounded from the situation, she didn't want to accept the twin flame concept at all. However, my oldest one understood, and she brought me someone is like that. This is my friend, and she has a twin flame situations, and it's all about this. Can you talk to her and so on? So I did the chart, I did everything, and so on, and I did the favor, not money, but did the favor and work with. But my daughter, the oldest one, understands this. But the more you grow up within the twin flame, is the more is the gravitational gap is going to be with the gravitations. You need to understand your kids. They're going to gravitate in here. You are going to gravitate somewhere here. There's a huge gap now. Usually, you're not going to have a good relationships with your kids because of the twin flame situations. Because the love you feel in yourself and the love you give it to them and they know about you is not the same. It doesn't resonate in there. So if you're trying to explain something to a kid, Try to use a little bit more common sense, human based psychology way, Eric, because you talking to them an alien language. Basically, that's what you do. They never understand that gravity. They never understand this energy. They don't have this position as awakening from it in them. We ask them too much to understand the kids. We ask them too much to understand. That's what this is. Uh, all right, where I am, I don't know where I am right now. I'm just man, the chat is pretty good, and this keeps on coming and coming. And the energy is good about this healing. It's great video, guys. Great video. For I forgot where I am. I'm somewhere, but I don't know where I am. George, focus on the physical ego-based aspect because of fear. Yeah, it could be a dangerous situations there. Uh, John Jones Quando told my twin stuff. A man will never tell a one because I couldn't lie. Yes, John, that's what it was. Beautiful chant. John, I'm not saying I'm a liar. I'm just saying normally men might skirt behind the truth now and again. Uh, yes, you can be. When you love the woman that you love, you tell her the truth, even things that you never told nobody. That is going to be the first sign that you begin to be aware authenticity from within. You have no fear to say, I have this issue, I have that issue, I need this doctor, I need that doctor, and so on and so on. You, you get in it. You tell even things that they tell nobody. Beautiful, John. I know what you did. Of course, authenticity truth is the way. I was guided to past life connection. He's willing to accept my guidance. He called me a real angel, earth and light work, and even his dad visited me in spirit. I have seen you for years, Dio. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Yes, thank you. Just right now, I'm seeing you more often in the chat. You know, you need to understand I have like 8,000 people. But some of the people, the old people, the people that watched me from the beginning, now they came into emerging right now within me. Must be a something within the gravity. Must be a something within the situations that comes in. And I'm glad that you're here. Yes, that was not nice, but he was hurt from childhood once. Yes. John, I believe that it's a part of me who runs. Man, there is so much chat. Guys, I can't keep it up with the chat now. Yeah, okay. I must leave. Great live chat. Okay, Natalia, have a good one. I'm now asked a live from my heart center, Dio. Super cool. If you still go over the chat, Dio, even if you're in a hurry, appreciate it. We have this flow. You need to understand from now on in the next whatever days is we're going to be talking about healing. So I'm going to be kind of like asking you to stop with the chant for the minute so I can keep it up. But we're going to talking about healing. That's what's important. Healing. Okay. Thinking about what do you guys want to talk about healings and issues and so on. Okay. Healing is very important part in all this. So yes, you're welcome, guys. That I'm staying here. Not a big deal. Not a problem. Okay, the world's not going to end in the next, let's say, 20 more or 30 more minutes. All right. New adventure. Exactly. If you want to go do that, won't be blessed in the universe. I wonder will come into. Yes, quantum. They know exactly that they're wrong. Yes, they know. They know. But that's how they used to be because they think that it's cool. Because today's society, it is cool you to be toxic. It's cool you to cause pain. It's cool that you are doing all these crazy things. It's accepted as normal, but it's not. And guess what? Now the young kids, they're watching it. They're like, this is not cool. I don't like it. And they look at you like, what's the matter with you? I don't like it. You should see the new kids. They understand this. Floor, great idea. Uh, John, uh, connection will be forever. Thank you, Dio. A soulmate has come forward. He walks away. He's amazing. Feel my vibration. We chant daily. My guides are known how to show me a sign. My daughter have channeled for me one crystal and one indigo. Nice. We want to love them, but there is no them. There is only our soul, which is the twin. Yes. There you go, John. When there is them, they're gonna comes in and they're gonna be pouring the love from them to you. They're gonna know that love. But if they don't know the love from in the world, from in life, they don't cannot develop the love from within. They only have the love from the soul, but they don't know how to give, how to get it in there. George, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. For Flora, thanks for sharing. Ruth, sometimes a soulmate can be more fulfilling than twin. Sometimes, yes, that's the case. You need to understand that if your twin decides to dump the divine and not to be with you, they're going to be a divine replacement. We'll talk about that situations as well. All right, guys. Let me go back. How to heal your intimacy. Your intimacy is healed through you loving and go back yourself into as a 3-year-old. You go back and love your body. Go out in the front of the mirror. Go love yourself. Go look at your heart. Go look it in there and put the love that you're expecting from others from within. Look at your wounded heart inside. And then staring at the mirror, look at your soul, how it is. A very beautiful thing. It is reconnecting with Mother Nature. Go out in the woods, go out in the walks, go out to the beach, reconnect in there. All right? Reconnect with Mother Nature is going to help you to heal the energies from the wounds from within. It will take time, but time heals everything, right? But also is the right mindset. Where is your mindset, though? Is the mindset from the ego or from your soul? It is the same thing within the intimacy, guys. If the intimacy comes from your ego and you're just for your physical satisfaction, you're never going to be really happy from within. But if within you there is this intimacy of the soul within your mind, and that is set up as a standard, you are going to be happy to have it ever once in your lifetime. All right, guys? So, thinking about the ideas, I'm going to have a puff. And you guys thinking about ideas, what we are going to talk about tomorrow. I'll leave it up to you guys. And John, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Find me on the Facebook. You know where how to get to me for it. So, does anyone wants to be talking about something about healing? Exactly, quantum. Exactly. You have to look at it and say how beautiful. I love myself. Yes. I like the divider replacement part. I feel that, I don't know, I'm good about any topic. We're talking about healing. Andrea, healing from wounds, healing from a damage, healing from emotions, or any healing, energy healings, divine healings, and so on. Anything on that for Replacement, that is a not healing process. Not at all. Just different issues in there. It's not bad idea to talk about replacement. I'll talk about replacement from before. Experience and feel. I know what I'm talking about, but talking about healing. Very beautiful chat today. Self-love, healing the self-love, that is a good topic. Healing by self-loving, that is a good topic. Because if you don't love yourself, how would you love somebody? You won't. Because you have to give the love that you have from within. But if you have not much love within you, you have to fake it. And that's going to be requiring a face mask. That's going to be creating a shadow and a blockages. Floor, maybe healing sexual trauma. Floor, that is a good one right there. If the chat room goes with you, I go with you. Healing the sexual trauma. That is pretty good. A lot of people have that. So yes, learning to learn the mind, the body, and the soul, learning to love. Exactly, Ray. Woohoo! Floor. Yeah, that's a really good one from me, Floor. Okay. All right. Anyone else have anything else in mind? If not, count in 3. 1, 2, 3. Salt. Making a little fun because we talk about too much serious stuff, guys. And, gotta make you a little fun once in a while. I know I'm known as a serious person and don't cut corners. I know and all that. But once in a while, gotta get you my wild side, the humor I have. Sometimes my humor is way too sarcastic. I mean, come on. I have a Mercury at Scorpio, so now Mercury walks into a Scorpio. You don't want to see my dark side in there, because I can tell you dirty jokes, and but they're gonna learn from them. So, all right, okay, all right. So that was healing of sexual trauma. By the way, this is going to be a deep topic, guys. Prepare for another 2 hours talk tomorrow. And I'll tell you why. Because if you don't heal that trauma from within you, you're going to carry it within you. The only way you can heal that trauma is by replacing it with a close to that similar situations that you are sexually traumatized, but with different experience. Because you may learn the bad experience through the trauma, but in a similar case, you're going to have the opposite experience. And we're going to talk about a lot of different options you to be healed from within. All right, guys. And let me finish with this. The fear of intimacy shows up a weakness from within. Weakness within the love from within you. Okay? So you take a look within your situations, you need to understand intimacy is the affair of the soul and love within you. All right, guys? Let's share the love. Let's share the light. I want to say thank you to all of you who supports the channel. I want to say thank you to all of you who made the donations to my PayPal. And I will be coming in tomorrow at Astro Viber 1111 channel to do the Astro Gravitational Report. Anyone who follows that Astro Gravitational Report, you guys are going to find it. It's helpful within your soul connections. And thank you for everything, guys. All right. Be loved, guys. Ciao. Let's share the love. And thank you for keeping the chat room in a great energies in here. I want to say thank you from me, guys. It's very beautiful for all of us, but after that, it's very beautiful for everyone who's going to watch this video after. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Be loved, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.